Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Run It Back. I'm your host, Jamison Mangold, and I'm excited to be back with you this week to give you the latest on KU and pro sports. Hopefully you caught us on Monday to see the update on the border war. After a tough fight, I know our Jayhawks will come back stronger next week. We have a stacked lineup today. We are back to check in on some KU golf and volleyball. And while the temps have not dropped too bad outside yet, we are featuring some ice today as we look into the upcoming club hockey season. In the pro world, UFC fight nights are coming up, and if you enjoyed our MLB updates last week, they are back again. Stick around long enough, and I'm hearing there might be a game show. All that and more now on Run It Back. KU volleyball competed last weekend in the Purdue tournament, and they will be back this weekend bringing the heat in the South Dakota tournament. Gabby will bring you more on that shortly. Not only is our volleyball team killing it, our golf team teed off this season with the Jayhawk Invitational and took part in the Folds of Honor tournament this week and had a great start. Before I spoil too much, Alex will give you all the insight. And club sports are just getting started. Dan is dropping the puck and diving into what this season holds for the ice for the club hockey team. And then Mia will feature our tennis team.
Thanks, Jamison. Volleyball tournaments just keep coming for the women's team. The Hawks last weekend were in Indiana for the Purdue tournament where they were up against some tough competition. They won 2 out of the 3 games and are now in Vermillion, South Dakota for the South Dakota tournament this weekend. Last night started day 1 as the Hawks had a clean 3-set game over Florida Gulf Coast University. What a way to kick off this weekend's tournament. Set 1 was way too close, but the Hawks pushed through. A strong match with FGCU as they finished on top with a 26-24 win, proving that FGCU can keep up with KU's very talented team. But sophomore pin hitter Grace Nelson played hard for Game 1 with a total of 18 kills and 2 aces. Molly McCarthy also served up 2 aces in last night's game, bringing the energy up early on. It only gets better from there. Sets 2 and 3, the Hawks absolutely dominated. The leads were larger, and the team play only got better than it already was. A clean 3-set win is a great way to start in Vermillion. Kansas has started off strong, and I hope that they can carry this energy into the rest of their games looking towards the weekend. Now, with the Hawks being 4-4, they are continuing to end the tournament on a high note. To finish out this weekend's games, the Hawks take on Green Bay tonight at 4 p.m. We are hoping for another clean sweep and an energy-filled game for day 2. To finish up the South Dakota tournament, they will then wrap up with the hosts themselves. Then they will be back in Kansas, but will be in Wichita State before their next tournament starts. As last night was the start of this weekend's matches, we can only continue to watch this team dominate and play more exciting games throughout. Now, from the court to the course, let's swing it over to Alex for KU Golf.
Thank you, Gabby, for the volleyball updates. Now we're moving from the volleyball court to the green, where KU men's and women's golf had a busy week. Both teams traveled to Grand Haven, Michigan for the Folds of Honor Collegiate, a tournament that holds a special place in Jayhawk hearts. It was founded by Dan Rooney, a former KU player and the founder of Folds of Honor. Following day 1, the men's team ended in 3rd, right behind Notre Dame. Arthur Carlier ended in 4th individually, finishing an impressive opening round. The women's team finished day 1 in 5th, only 5 strokes off the lead. Ebba Nordstrom was 7th individually. Round 2 started strong with Luke Honor nearly scoring on the 6th before sinking the next shot for birdie. Will King also finished the day strong with a birdie on 18, leading him to finish round 2, 7th individually, and the team sitting on 3rd. Amy Decock had an impressive second day, sinking 3 birdies to finish the round in 6th place individually, while the team held 5th overall. On the final day, she finished her last round with yet another birdie, ending the tournament on a high note. It was an exciting finish for the women's team, who placed 8th overall, with Decock and Lila Lauterbach both securing top 20 spots at 14th and 16th place. The final day for the men's team ended well as Carlier's birdie putt moved Kansas from 4th place as a team to 3rd. It also gave him the 7th place individual finish in his first tournament as a Jayhawk. Overall, it was a strong showing for the Jayhawks, and at this rate, they might need a bigger golf bag just to carry all those birdies home. Be sure to stay tuned next week when the men's team heads to the Bearcat Invitational, followed by the women's team taking on the Golf Week Red Sky Classic the week after. That's it for golf. Now we'll send it over to Dan for all things club hockey.
Thanks, Dan. You would not want to see me try to skate in the rink, that's for sure. Even if you aren't a D1 athlete, KU has athletic opportunities for everyone, and that is where club sports shine. Club tennis just had tryouts for their 2025-2026 team, and the new roster has some legendary players. I sat in on a travel team practice and got to talk to sophomore Joaquin Acosta about some of his tennis background.
I've been playing tennis for a long time. My dad, he used to play pro and he's been a coach. My brother played at a high level too, so I was just kind of born into it. So I guess that's the story of why I started. My idol is going to be Rafael Nadal. Since I was little, I've always looked up to him. He's got a weird forehand like I do, so I always found that similarity and I've always looked up to him. My biggest goal right now would be to win nationals with this team or to go watch a Grand Slam in real life. That'd be a lot of fun. This weekend I'm excited to play all the Texas teams. I've never played a Texas team before and I've heard they're really good, so I'm very excited.
The club tennis team will travel to Dallas, Texas this weekend, competing in the SMU Invitational. Now, let's hear from junior Meredith Kucera talk about her future tennis dreams and what to expect from the team this weekend.
Hi, I'm Meredith Kuchera and I'm a junior. I really want to go to either the US Open or Wimbledon someday. That's always been such a big dream of mine, bucket list. Actually this Saturday, and it's down in Dallas at SMU. We're going to be playing SMU and then a bunch of other teams from around the country in a tournament.
Thanks for letting me sit in on practice. We're wishing you guys the best of luck. And make sure to keep up with the team and their travels by following Kansas Club Tennis on Instagram. Make sure to go out and support the team this year. Stay tuned after the break for more KU Sports. Rock Chalk.
days later.
I definitely say I love tennis, so it's good to hear about all the things to come. After this weekend, hopefully your fantasy teams are off to a good start as NFL had its first games last week. So it's only fair we bring back a look into some of the games and showdowns going on this weekend. And if you're tired about hearing all about all the ball-related sports, Sam is bringing all the details on upcoming UFC fights. Finally, Tyler will take us to the MLB world where we look into the playoffs right around the corner. Now, on to Jimmy.
Hey Jayhawks, it was a wild Week 1 Sunday in the NFL storyline, everywhere you look. Let's start in New York, where the return of Aaron Rodgers was nothing short of cinematic. The 40-year-old quarterback faced off against his former team, the New York Jets, and showed the crowd at MetLife he still owns the spotlight. Rodgers carved up the Jets secondary, throwing for 4 touchdowns and leading the Jets to a statement win in his first game with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Travis Hunter made his first NFL debut Sunday, but the main headline from this matchup was the clash of 2 former number 1 overall picks, Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence. The game started out with both teams getting a field goal before Young threw a pick to set up the Jags in great territory to score. But the game came to a delay after a weather warning. After the delay, the Carolina offense struggled to score, while the Jags scored easily on the Carolina defense. The game ended with a score of 26-10, with the Jags getting their first win of the season. And speaking of debuts, the second-year quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of last season with a torn meniscus, finally took his first snap on Monday Night Football. On the road, trailing 2 scores in the fourth quarter, the former Michigan quarterback turned it on. 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in the final quarter to complete a stunning comeback victory. I'm Jimmy Adeniri, and that's your look at NFL storylines.
Thanks, Jimmy. Last night we saw the Washington Commanders take on the Green Bay Packers in the iconic Lambeau Field for the NFL season's first showing of Thursday Night Football, where we saw a dominant performance from one side and a concerning performance from another. Early on, the Packers lost wide receiver Jayden Reed to a broken collarbone. That was on a completed deep ball pass that would have been a touchdown but was called back for holding. The Commanders also had key injuries, with Austin Eckler with what the Commanders believe is a torn Achilles, and also losing Dietrich Wise Jr. to a leg injury caused on a special teams play. The story, however, Micah Parsons. On Thursday night, Kirk Herbstreit said it best. It's not about sacks, it's about how he impacts the game. A dominant performance from the Packers defensive line, with the Commanders' run game only amounting to 51 yards, and the passing game not getting into a rhythm until the Packers were already up multiple scores, with key drops from Noah Brown early in the game and multiple misreads from Jaden Daniels. On the other hand, the Commanders' defense struggled immensely, especially Marshawn Lattimore. Al Michaels himself said, "You go from a shutdown corner to a guy that's getting picked on." However, the defense as a whole was leaving Packers open as they please. And despite losing Jayden Reed early in the game, the offense thrived, with both Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs scoring a touchdown and contributing to 48.7% of the total offense. The Commanders' special team also showed cause for concern. Despite the strong start pinning the Packers on the 96 and 92-yard line in back-to-back drives, they gave up multiple long returns in the second half, and Matt Gay missed 2 field goals, which would have taken off 6 points off the board, and it would have been 24-27. All in all, I think there are reasons to be concerned about this Commanders team, especially now that teams have had a full year to dissect the Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury offense, and in general having an older roster prone to regression. Micah Parsons easily makes the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl contenders in the NFC, especially if the offense continues to roll and the defense stays healthy. Packers win 27-18. That's all for your weekly Thursday Night Football recap. Now Sam will take it away.
Yeah, mourning the benching of Tucker Kraft today. A real treat on Saturday in combat sports is cued. The 3rd annual Noche UFC heads to San Antonio for Mexican Independence Day weekend. Oddly enough, to be headlined by 2 top 10 Brazilian featherweights, Diego Lopez and Gene Silva. Lopez, of course, trains and lives in Mexico. Gene Silva is on a mission to resurrect the Fighting Nerds mystique. Last Saturday, Carlos Prates watched on live as Mauricio Ruffi and Caio Borralho folded neatly in Paris 3 of the 4 nerds now with a UFC loss. Silva, the last standing. What a story he is. A perfect 5-0 in the UFC. All finishes and coming off a brilliant submission win over Bryce Mitchell back in April at UFC 314. It was a 3rd career submission win for the striker, who is now on the doorstep of a chance to become the first fighting nerd to challenge for a belt. 15 of his 16 wins are finishes, and he stands confidently on a 13-fight win streak. Lopez is 5-2 inside the UFC octagon. His last fight, a title fight, lost by decision to the featherweight champ Volk at 314. Prior to that, he had a 4-fight win streak rolling, including wins over Brian Ortega and Dan Ige. Both of his UFC losses are decisions and came against the stiffest possible comp, the current champ and current #1 contender in the division. Quick side-by-side 2-year age gap between these two. Lopez has the height and the reach. Odds makers have Gene Silva as a -250 favorite. It was emotional for Silva seeing his first UFC poster. He's got a belly full of barks to celebrate, but could it be too much too soon if Lopez maintains a focused attack, trying to down the fighting nerd final boss? This year's Noche UFC took 2 blows, losing its Guadalajara venue to construction delays and its co-main, featuring 20-year-old prospect Rosas Jr., who withdrew due to injury. Bantamweight vet Rob Font now gets Mexican David Martinez slated for his 2nd UFC fight. Font the slight favorite in that one. Weigh-ins are later today. Tomorrow prelims start at 2 Central and the main card at 5. Then it's Netflix's moment later in the night at 8 Central. Canelo versus Crawford in a super fight to determine the best boxer of their generation. 2 fighters who have never been knocked down, both sitting on a throne of over 30 career knockout wins, and Crawford with that unsullied 41-0 record. This is career-defining stuff at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, and a steep challenge for Crawford, who has never fought at 168. Odds makers have the undisputed super middleweight champ Canelo as a slight favorite there. Going to be a great chess match between 2 of ESPN's top 10 pound-for-pound boxers. Tyler's got a look into the MLB playoff race.
Thanks, Sam. The 2025 MLB season is coming to an end, and the playoff picture is taking a big shape for October. This year has been full of fireworks, with records being broken by power like Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, and young rookies making a name for themselves like Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson. But with just 2 weeks left, the focus shifts to October baseball. In the American League, the Detroit Tigers have been a story this year with mixed power and pitching, and they are leading the American League Central. Out west, it's a 3-way dogfight between the Astros, Mariners, and my Texas Rangers. The Rangers are showing the 2023 championship run in this past few weeks, and not by their stars either. We are calling this group the Little Rascals. But they need every win for them to be a lock for a wild card spot. And in the AL East, the usual suspects, the Blue Jays, Yankees, and the Boston Red Sox, are battling for a playoff spot. In the National Leagues, the Brewers, also known as the Brew Crew, are the best team in baseball, having the best record season in franchise history. We look over at the West, and the Dodgers are still, no surprise, being the best with their star player Shohei Ohtani, who's having once again another MVP season. But the Padres are not going away quietly, with only being 3 games away. Over in the East, the Phillies are looking like a complete team, with stars like Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber to help them put this team together. The Cubs and Mets are also looking for that wild card spot. A quick reminder that 3 are 12 spots, 3 division winners, and 3 wild card teams in each league. That means 1 hot streak, 1 key injury, or even 1 walk-off win could swing the whole bracket around. And with how competitive this 2025 season has been in October, is wide open for anyone. With less than 2 weeks left in the season, the chase for the World Series crown is about to begin. The road to October is here, and the drama is about to begin. That's it for this MLB recap. Jameson, back to you.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
I'm not sure why, but we really seem to love trivia here on RunitBack. I mean, I know I do. So Mia is bringing it back this week with a game show featuring some familiar faces. Hopefully they're as good at trivia as they are at reporting. After that, we are swinging right back to MLB as our roundtable is back, this time with some MLB hot takes, like will the Dodgers win a World Series 2 years in a row? I know personally I'm ready to hear about some women in sports. So it's a good thing me and Alex headed to the courts with a feature on the WNBA. Now we're on to Mia with some trivia.
What's up, everyone? I'm here with Sam, Emil, and Kaden, and today we're going to be testing their KU/pro sports knowledge. Let's see what they can do. Up first, in the NFL, who is the reigning NFL MVP?
Mia, give me Josh Allen.
Absolutely correct, Emil. Okay, up next, WNBA. Who was the #1 overall 2025 draft pick?
Cooper Flag.
Oh, anyone else?
It's actually Paige Buchers.
Hey.
They've said it wrong, but
I'm thinking NBA.
Yep,
Oh my
WNBA.
gosh.
but
Does say
Better luck
NBA
next
on
time.
the
she's goated. She's goated.
Sold.
All right, NBA. How many Jayhawks are currently playing in the NBA?
Give me. Is it 14?
Someone else want to take them?
I'll go an even 10.
Close, but not quite.
Okay. Let me get this one. I'm gonna go 8.
No, not exactly.
How many things there?
Mia, give me 11.
Yes, Emil. Wow, you were on a roll today.
2-0.
All right, next up. How tall is Joel Embiid? Come on, guys. Someone's got to know it.
All right. Take a guess. I'm gonna say 7 foot, even.
Yes,
Let's go.
absolutely correct.
Come for the spot.
All right, and last, for KU Sports, this is going to be the tiebreaker. What year did KU Volleyball reach the Final Four in the NCAA tournament?
2015.
Wow, Sam, that was oddly quick.
On the jump.
But yeah, you were absolutely right. All right, that's all we've got today for today's game show. A special thanks to Sam, Kaden, and Emil for coming on and being awesome contestants. You guys sure know your trivia. Now, let's get ready to hear about some MLB hot takes.
Thanks, Mia. The MLB playoffs are a little less than a month away. Players are either preparing or sitting on the couch or hitting bombs to play come October. Like every year, multiple teams are still in the hunt for the last spots for postseason ball, and the playoffs look to be as wild as ever. I'm Caden Baird, joined by Emil Micevic and Jimmy Edeniran, giving our hot takes and predictions for the end of this season and upcoming playoffs. Jimmy, you got some hot takes that are fresh out of the oven for us?
Yeah, my first hot take is the Rangers winning the AL West. They're only 2 games back of the Astros, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. They just won a sweep of the Brewers, who are another really good team. Before that, they won another series against the Astros, 2-3. So I think if the Rangers just continue this winning streak, they got a tough one tonight here at New York with the New York Mets, but they just continue that, they got a good chance.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the New York Mets are going to miss the playoffs. I mean, if you're looking at their record since the All-Star break, they're 21-29, and in their last 10, they're 3-7. They paid Juan Soto all that money, and yet they're still struggling. I don't know. I really like the San Francisco Giants taking their spot in the wild card.
All I'm going to say is Bobby Wood Jr., Caglione, and Pasquantino. You know what I'm talking about. Give me the Mariners. I'm talking big dumper. He's going to go, you know what, against all the teams in a very contested AL league. I like what they did in the trade season, or the trade deadline, and they're going to make a mess of this bracket. And then Jimmy, I know you got another hot take simmering over there.
Yeah, my other one is like the Phillies going all the way to the conference championship. I think they've been really playing well. They talked about earlier Bryce Harper. I think they can go on another big one right here.
Guys, when I say this, I have zero bias in my blood. I think that the Chicago Cubs are going to take over the Brewers in the NL Central. Despite, the trade line being a little bit disappointing, Jed Hoyer traded for a pitcher that you knew he was hurt, trading for a super utility man that can't hit. But I got 2 words for you. Cade Horton. One more word for you. Ace. The Cubs don't need Paul Skeens. They have a guy who's been better than Paul Skeens since the All-Star break. He's hot. Nobody can touch him. And if the Cubs offense can turn around before Kyle Tucker comes off the IL, Brewers' luck's been running dry. I like the Cubs with their weaker schedule.
For my second take, I think I have, and I hate to say it, but the Astros are going to make the ALCS. I don't have them going all the way, But they're hot. The hottest team right now. Valdez is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. Carlos Correa is back. It kind of seems like we're going to watch a storybook ending to their, this kind of roster of guys we have at Houston right now. And then finally, do you have a prediction maybe for the playoffs or like our World Series matchup, Jimmy?
I think for my World Series, I don't know about the other side, but I think the Detroit Tigers could really go far. They have one of the best pitchers in Skubal, so I think with that type of pitching, they could really go all the way.
Yeah, for the playoffs, I think Bryce Harper is going to have a similar offseason or playoff to what we saw in 2022. Schwarber's been mashing, but Harper has been really good in clutch moments, especially when Schwarber struggles. And I like the Durant pickup for their pitching, especially now that Nola has been struggling.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, our Scorching Hot Takes. Up next, Mia Ramirez and Alex Wood took to the streets asking KU Hoopers about all things WNBA.
What's up, guys? Today we're at the KU Rec Center quizzing students on their knowledge about the WNBA.
Let's go see if these athletic Jayhawks know their stuff.
Who was the #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft?
I want to say Caitlin Clark.
Yes, correct.
What does the WNBA stand for?
Women's basketball.
America? My pronouns are USA.
Women's National Basketball Association.
Which team has won the most WNBA championships?
The Storm.
Close, Houston Comets.
What city is home to the WNBA team called the Storm? It could be Portland, Seattle, San Antonio, or Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Close, Seattle.
Which team has won the most WNBA championships?
The Lynx.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Hey! Which team joined the WNBA the most recently?
This is the Chicago Sky.
No, it was the Las Vegas Aces. But
The #1 overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, or Paige Buckers?
It was Paige.
Yes.
which WNBA team is based in Minneapolis? Is it the Lynx, the Sky, the Storms, or the Wings?
Let's go Wings. Have
The Lynx. Good guess, though.
Which team joined the WNBA most recently?
no clue. Chicago Sky. That's what I would go.
So close. It's the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, I totally do that.
Who was the #1 overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft? Was it Angel Reese?
Caitlin Clark.
She was the 2024. If you go to 2025, it's either.
Is it Paige?
Yeah, it was Paige. Thanks for tuning in with us on another adventure around KU. You guys might want to work on your WNBA trivia knowledge.
Make sure you tune in to the WNBA this weekend. Let's get back to the show.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of Run It Back. Hope you enjoyed a dive into the club world, KU sports, MLB, and our hot takes. As always, it's been a blast breaking it down for you all. It doesn't stop here. We have some more sports-packed weeks to come, so make sure you keep tuning in. Playmakers is live Fridays at 12, and Run It Back is also live at 2:30 on Mondays. If you're missing us, you can keep up with us on socials throughout the week, or rewatch our episodes on Media Crossroads. We'll be back next week at our scheduled time with more exciting news and probably some more trivia. I'm Jamison Mangold, and we'll see you next time. Rock Chalk.